Hey guys, Knolly Williams here with Mentorship Masters, and I've got a special treat for you today. That's right, I've got Tanya Bolling. Now, Tanya is a firecracker. She's a hot shot. And what happened was, I just got to say this. I didn't know Tanya. She wasn't on my radar. We hadn't met. And Teal Clise, I partnered up with Teal Clise, and she brought her team in. And then I kept seeing Tanya putting numbers on the board. Boom, another one. She closed another one. So I'm thinking like, who's this Tanya? Who is this? I got to get to know her. And she's got a beautiful story. We're going to get to know her even more today. But what's amazing about Tanya, she joined me in April of this year, and she capped by July. Think about it. April, May, June, July, 4 months. She capped in 4 months and went to a 100% commission, deal here at EXP. And it's just phenomenal. So she's business partners with Teal Clise. Welcome, Tanya Bolling. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you, Knolly. Thanks for having me today.
Did you like that introduction?
That was amazing.
Yeah. So it's often, Tanya, the people like you that are givers, that like to share, that love people, that don't really crave the spotlight, don't really crave the limelight, that end up in the limelight, right? Because you're doing things that other agents want to do, and they're like, "How does she do?" Because a lot of agents are telling me, Tanya, they're like, "Well, it's hard. I can't do it. I don't think I'll ever cap. I'm not sure if I can cap in 12 months." And things like this.
Yeah.
And you're actually doing it. Not only that, but you're growing your organization. You've already brought 3 agents in, and as well. So talk to us. Tell us a little bit about Tanya Bolling.
Well, I hail originally from Detroit, Michigan, moved to Maryland, right? Married the husband. It'll be 30 years next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I got into real estate just in the space of wanting something that I never had to worry about retiring from. I'm a worker, and I just want to work, and I want to earn my worth. So I got into real estate just on the idea that I met a 90-year-old real estate agent, and he was still real estating. And I'm like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. I'll be 90 years old out here selling houses and knowing that this is something I could do. And then I had no idea what I was doing. So I got into the right group of people, just knowing, follow the rules, follow what they set out. So follow these guides because people before you have done it. And I know a lot of it took for me to get out of that fear-based mindset.
Yeah.
Because I've always been an employee. I can show up at a job and do the work. I had no idea how to be a business owner, nor how to sell real estate.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Problem.
So we want to hear the rest of the story, but this is interesting because you entered the workplace. You were a great employee, great worker, but you wanted something more. And how did you make the transition? Like how was that? You said you're going to tell me you started taking the classes, but how did you psychologically make the transition from, being an employee to real estate? You're doing real estate full time now?
Full time.
Okay.
Since I got licensed in April of 15, and then I came into real estate full time January of 17.
Wow.
And there were a couple of pieces that went into that. My mom lives with me, and she needed more care. She has dementia, so she needed more care. And the other piece was that I got tired of asking for raises. And out of that push came a desire to something more, has to be something a little different. And real estate became it. Just, you watch the HGTV shows and think that it's possible. And my oldest daughter was a wholesaler. And I asked her, what's that like? And who I am is, I have a criminal justice background. And so I need the rules. I need some rails on, and wholesaling is a whole different game. So decided I get my license and follow that path.
Yeah. And your daughter's the renegade, right? She's like, I'm going to go.
She absolutely
She
is.
paints outside the lines a little bit.
She
And
does. She
yeah,
does, and is successful at it too.
and it's interesting too because we have actually a team within our mentorship masters that does help wholesaling.
Mhm.
But here at EXP, officially we don't allow it, but we actually do when you talk to the senior brokers and they know that you're doing it legal, like the right way, because there's a right way to do it.
Yes.
And I'm sure she's doing it the right way, but she's a little bit more, she's maybe we'll call it more ambitious, because I'm the same way. I like to know the rules. Whenever I play a game, even Monopoly, when I was young, I'd pull out the rule book and know all the rules. That's the way I win. You win because you know the rules. So I love that. I love that. So, and you started, are you a paralegal also, you mentioned, or no?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I was a paralegal, had that criminal justice degree, and worked for a public records research company right here in Baltimore. And for that, I didn't work directly for attorneys, but they hired us out of the company I worked for to do the legwork at the Department of Assessments and Taxation and in those higher level, corporate level things. So I can do the public records research on properties and find companies, all of that. And it kind of helps me when I'm working with investors or I'm working with a homeowner that's owned for a long time. I kind of know how to dig into the public records a little bit to find information when I need it.
That's really nice. That's really nice. So you had a mic drop statement there earlier, and I want to just go back to it.
Okay.
You said, I got tired of asking for raises. Wow, that just hit me. I almost wanted to pause there and reflect on that, because that's deep. I got tired of asking for raises. So what you decided to do, Tanya, now there's a lot of people out there. I got to say this. There's a lot of people out there that get tired of asking for raises. You know what they do? They just stay with the same job year after year, decade after decade, and they die with the music left with inside, still inside of them. You decide to take a different path. So what is it about Tanya Bolling? Are you unique? Are you just a cut above everybody? I mean, like, what is it about you that that allowed you to really, because from what you're telling me, you got the pre-law degree, you criminal justice, you're not a super big risk taker.
No.
Right? You're not a big risk taker, but yet you did roll the dice a little on this. You did your research, and something within you said, I could do this, even though you may not meet the quote unquote personality profile of the average agent out there.
Right.
You're making it work. You're capping in 4 months. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So tell us about what it is with you that's giving you the belief in yourself to actually do it and then to follow through.
I didn't have the belief in myself initially. It took someone to push me, and that was Teal. She challenged me in the space of my integrity. You can't work a full-time job and then have this level of business at a full-time rate without stealing from one. And in my walk in faith, it was like, I can't stand before the Lord and answer for this at my time, so I have to choose. And the decision was to move forward with what was going to leverage me the most in the long run, which is my time for my mom and my time for this business. So, and it's worked out since 2017. She was like, you have to choose. Yeah. And so I did.
It almost sounds, I love what you're saying, because it almost sounds like when you enter into real estate, if you're betting on anything, it's because some people say it's a gamble, but really you're betting on yourself. You're betting on, and you've got the good Lord, Jesus behind you.
Yeah.
So that's a safe bet right there already,
All day.
And then you're really betting on yourself. So what would you say to a real estate agent that's kind of struggling? They're like, this is hard. I can't do it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Did you have moments like that, or were you just successful right out the gate?
No, I was not at all.
Okay.
Fearful.
Tell us about that.
It was the learning the scripts and learning to communicate with people. And I'm not a seller in the space of, I'm going to get you in and that's not who I am.
Yeah.
And I had to accept who I was, who I am, and how I communicate, and take what I learned and give that to people. And they appreciated the authenticity. So what I would say is when you're in that quiet time and you're in fear, it's not, don't lean into it in a negative way. Lean into it to leverage yourself up and trust. If you know who the Lord is, pardon of your sins, stand on that faith and move forward. He will never let you fall. His word is so true all the time. The Bible hasn't changed in all these thousands of years, and I'm not the one to find something new in it to make it be different. So I just leveraged in on my faith. And
it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because what you're saying is, you know, you said, you know, when that fear comes up, you know, don't lean into it, don't fall into it like a chasm, but just allow it to kind of help raise you up. Like when the you know, saber-toothed tiger came against our ancestors, they had to use that fear to save their lives. And in the same way, we're doing sort of a similar thing, but only when fear and doubt took over did Peter start to fall into the water and lose his footing, right?
That's right.
But until then, he was good. He was like, what's up? Well, look at me, you know, hey, I'm doing this. And he was actually having fun. And then it wasn't fun anymore when he let fear and doubt take over. It was not no longer fun. Yeah.
And that's when you sink. That's when you sink. It works just that way, because every time I allow fear and doubt to creep in, my productivity drops a little bit, my intentionality drops a little bit, and I miss who I'm supposed to be in this. Yeah. So it's every time, and it's reiterate to know who you are and what your possibility is, and keep going, because I won't fail.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can. It's impossible to fail. So the other thing I heard you say is that you didn't see yourself as a salesperson.
No.
In the sense that, hey, you know, buy now, you can get this. I got a slick deal. Yeah. Offer ends at midnight. Now you got to sign today. You didn't see yourself that way.
No, and, that's not who I am.
And yet you got into a profession that many believe is sales. I believe it's more relationship. You can't, in my view, what I've found is I can't sell a house. I'm not that good. If you walk into a house, it's $600,000, no matter all the sales skills in the world is not going to get you to pay $600,000 out of your pocket for something you don't like. You either like it or you don't. The house sells itself. And then I facilitate the transaction, you know. Yes. But a lot of people, I mean, I help. So a lot of people, though, they get in this, I'm like, or I've invited them to look at real estate. They're like, well, I'm not a salesperson. I could never do real estate. Talk to a person like that, because that's kind of where you are, right? But yet you're doing you're doing probably triple, 3 to 5 times what most agents are doing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Some of that comes in, I served as a Marine for almost 10 years.
Marine. What's up? We got a Marine in the house. All right. we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I did that. And in that type of, you just put your head down and do the things that they say to do. You survive, you grow, you learn. Just in understanding how that works, I kind of had to pull all of what I understand together and kick fear to the side and kick the idea that I can't or I don't know how. I'm not a salesperson. I am a resource provider. I assist people with their knowledge and understanding. It gives them that powerfulness to feel like they can make something happen, because they're operating in fear too.
Right.
So it's what I give is based upon what my clients might need. I don't have to sell a house because I don't have any to sell. I can open up a door and I can help a seller provide what they have out to the market. But I know that I'm not a salesperson. I know that I'm a resource provider. So I just put the people together.
I love that. So that's a different perspective, because like you said, I don't have any to sell. This is not my house. It's the seller's house. It's not mine, you know, and I'm helping them with that transaction. Let me ask you about this on your business. So, because I know some of the people watching this are curious, about the mix of business that you do. So what's the percentage of sellers to buyers that you actually work, and why?
Well, in this market, I do have more buyers. So I'm at a 60-40 with buyers over sellers. Yet I do facilitate a lot of short sales for distressed buyers. And that's a long game.
Yeah.
And with the buyer's market in our area, the way it is, it's tough to get buyers to understand what they have to do to make a transaction work. And if they don't, you may not be ready for this market, and it's okay. And we'll just watch and see as things change. But I am a long game player. Yeah.
Long game. Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, because a lot of people believe or think that short sales are gone. And I'm about to close one next week. That's going to be a nice paycheck, actually. And they're still here. I mean, of course they were really like overwhelmingly here in 09, 10, 11, 12, and so on, or even 08, 06, 07. But I loved it. And the cool thing about that skill of being able to do short sales or pre-foreclosure even is that, in a good market, you're going to do great. And in a bad market, you're going to do even better.
Yes. Yes. And that speaks to what I used to do for a living in working with the public records research. People are always either buying or people are always either selling. And either way, I can help.
I love it. Well, I just, for a minute, I want to speak to you that are maybe, listening, and you've been thinking about maybe EXP, maybe Mentorship Masters. And, I got to tell you, with Tanya Bolling, look at what you're getting. We're going to go ahead and put her phone number, her contact information, because I know you guys have questions. You're like, wow, this. Now, a lot of people say it's too good to be true, but with Tanya, you can see right here, it's true, it's working. And she's following the system. She's getting the results. She's getting success. She's putting numbers on the board, and she's helping people to realize their dreams. So, I encourage you to reach out to Tanya. Check out her website, the link down below. Give her a ring, send her a text message. She'll get back to you. She's building her group here at Mentorship Masters. And can you imagine? Now, a lot of people don't understand this. It's much better to be under Tanya than it is to be under me. Why? Because you've got all the resources that she provides. In addition, you got me already because you're, part of the family. So, here she is. She's got the criminal justice degree. She's got the, the pre-law thing going, pre-law degree going. And she knows how to sell real estate. 4 months. What most agents would take them, they cannot even do it in 12. Most agents can't do it in 12. She's doing it in 4 months. She's capping, going to 100% on the EXP model. And she's doing a brisk amount of business. And she's not, Tanya's not having to beg or try to follow leads and do all this kind of crazy stuff. With that, what I want to ask you, Tanya, is, so this is a mentor for you. Reach out to her. What I want to ask you though is, because I see agents all the time, they're like, how do I get leads? Where am I going to get my leads? I'm going to do a Facebook ad. I'm going to do Instagram. They're doing a lot of stuff, and it's okay. I'm not going to knock them. Right. But there's basics. We learn, those of us that are rule followers, okay, we learn that there's basics that where you really don't have to chase your tail, and you can have a pipeline. See, that's what short sales taught us, to have a pipeline. And people used to tell me all the time, man, I don't like short sales because they take too long. Well, what I used to ask him is, let me ask you a question. Did you have coffee this morning? He said, yeah, I had a cup of coffee. I said, how long did it take from the time the coffee bean was picked to the time it hit your cup? And they say, I don't know. And I say, neither do I, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. As long as you can have fresh coffee every day, who cares? And as long as you have closings every week, who cares how long they take? If you build a pipeline strategy, which you've done already, you're not in feast or famine. You're getting paycheck. You don't have to ask anybody for a raise, because you just tell yourself, hey, I think it's time for a raise. Let's go. Let's go ahead and cap. So with that, what are you doing to generate your leads? Are you paying tons of money to Instagram and Facebook ads, YouTube advertising, and all this kind of stuff? Or what are you doing?
No, my team, Teal Clise Group, EXP.
I love it. I love it. We lead gen through
our sphere first, always our sphere first. And I used to tell the story, and it's a story. I don't have any sphere that's local. And I have my husband's family, but I'm in a state where I'm not from. I did create a sphere by open houses. So my very first client came from an open house, and he has been a referral partner of mine ever since. Then it's the leads that our team provides. EXP offers us leads. We are just leveraging all the connections we can make without having to, for myself, I don't pay for leads outside of what the team provides. And I nurture those until they tell me to go away or they buy a house.
We say we nurture them until they buy, die, or tell us to go away.
Right.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that. So and by the way, we can't mitigate the Teal Clise team, because the Teal Clise, what she's built is absolutely phenomenal. She has, and so, you know, they don't only get you, Tanya, but they also get Teal and her in, you know, how much has Teal helped you to succeed in the business?
Oh my gosh, we don't have enough time. When she challenged me to choose my profession, she was already being a mentor to me through a productivity coaching. We were at KW. And while we were there, she invited me to join the team. And what I didn't know I was going to get was just the leverage of a very powerful woman within her own right. And her knowledge, her talent, she gives and just continues to give. And then hold your feet to the fire. Don't tell her you want to do something. Don't tell her, because she will remind you that you said you wanted to, and that's it. So it's never been about her and what she wants. It's always been about me and what I want. And I've always felt like I was the only one, even though I know I was not. And we are now a team of like 13.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I want to ask you is about the transition, because I know a lot of people, when I talked to Teal about coming over, I think she had 8 team members, or maybe 9 or something, 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. And you were one of them. So you weren't quite on my radar, because I didn't get to know you. I got to know Teal, even though we talked in terms of as a group. We never talked one-on-one. And so, you know, but the work that you've put in has put you on my radar in a big way. But the transition, so I hear a lot of people saying it's hard to switch. What was your initial thought when she came talking about EXP? Like, you know, what was your thought? You know, coming from KW, because I came from KW, I was there for 10 years. Mm-hmm. I wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. I was on IV drip. You know, it was mainlined. I was like, I'm here for life. Yeah. So what was it like? What was the thought process behind it, and how has the transition been for you?
She introduced it. She told us she was thinking about making some moves. She introduced it to the team at a meeting, and it then, like in normal fashion, leaves it to us to choose what's best for us. And this is what she has. So she's not led me wrong in my time in real estate at all. She's not led me wrong. So I trusted what she had as a vision to grow us. And when she speaks to us from just real estate, just financial, how's your family, all of that, EXP was going to offer us the leverage on a level that we did not know yet, but she was inviting us to give it a shot. And I'm happy that I took this step. And it was her hard work, working with the staff through EXP, working with our 5 Doors group to make sure that we had everything we needed to connect us and to continue real estate while we made our transition. They made it seamless. So excellent.
Yeah, and we got to send a shout out to 5 Doors, because 5 Doors has been phenomenal as a backbone to your organization as well.
Yes.
So we got a
solid foundation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So it wasn't that difficult though, right? I mean, it's like transition. It is a transition, no doubt about it. It is new. It's different. Mm-hmm. But it's an amazing difference. It's an amazing
difference. And there are people who think in terms of there's no office. I have to change all of my signs. I have to change my business cards. It's money, income, whatever it is you're looking at it as, that money will come back to you tenfold in the shortest amount of time being at EXP.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Well, I know we ran a little over time. because you're just exciting. I mean, you're fun to talk to. I know most people are going to watch this all the way through because this is good information that you're giving,
I hope so.
and you're showing people that someone that doesn't meet the personality profile of a slick salesman or salesperson, someone that may have come from a background of not being an entrepreneur all her life, was working in the system, in different systems, actually can do this, and not just do it, but do it. I mean, like really do it. So with that, I just want you to be able to share anything that's on your heart or anything that we might have missed as we, in closing, is there anything that you want to share, to those that are listening?
Prayer works. Prayer works. Law of attraction, affirmation, mindset, all of that stuff working together for your good. It does require you to step outside of what you may know. Mm-hmm. And in the quiet times of what you're looking to do for yourself, be open to the possibility that something new and great can be available for you too. Just step out there in faith.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. You have been a blessing in my life. I really appreciate, you being a shining example, a leader. And really, leaders go the way, leaders show the way, leaders know the way. And you really have done all of that. And so keep up the great work. We're going to keep recognizing you every step we can. And we hope that this video will go viral so that more lives can be changed. Truthfully, more lives can be changed. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you. And we honor you. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.